Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, for thou art with me. What is the valley of death? Valley of the shadow of death. First of all, this saying is an old saying. It's an ancient saying. It goes, it predates the New Testament. It's back in the Old Testament. But I want you to think about this. The saying says that we're going down into something, down into this valley. We're going down into this place where there is a looming presence of death. There's a place where we are down here in this valley with a looming presence of death. And let's just start with that, and then we'll do the rest. If you think about this as consciousness and super consciousness or higher self consciousness or Holy Spirit consciousness and physical world consciousness, you are coming down into the physical world consciousness. Down here, we're very aware of death. We are very aware that we are experiencing a finite lifetime, that our linear life will end. So we come down into this valley of the shadow of death. Now, what is a shadow? Shadow means it's a reflection of something. It's something within our belief, within our structure of experiencing this death, right? So, but a shadow is not a permanent thing that's right in front of you. The shadow is just an illusion of, or a reflection of death. We're in the valley of the shadow of death. No, we're not in the valley of death. We're in the valley of the shadow of death. So it has to be a shadow. And the reason it has to be a shadow is because life is eternal. We know that just because near-death experiencers, cross out of their body. I've been out of my body. I've crossed over. I've had the experience of being there. I know that I am eternal. I know that my consciousness goes on when my body ceases to be. Well, when my consciousness goes on and my body ceases to be, then when my consciousness is in my body, down in the physical form, I am in the valley of the shadow of death because I'm experiencing a life that is finite. So, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, though I'm dropping into this conscious physical form, I shall fear no evil, for thou art with me. I shall fear no evil. Why would I fear evil if God is love? And love and God is always with us. We're in this valley, but the valley is actually encompassed by God. It's encompassed by this greater consciousness, right? And we drop into this lower consciousness and experience our finite lives that have death in them. And so we live our lives in this place of anxiety of death. When you look at the coming down into the valley, it really is feeling like you're lowering your vibration to come down here, and you come down to this space and you're experiencing a life whereby we can die. But we don't have to live in this life afraid of death. We don't have to live in this life in fear of not having love or the other side of death not being loving. We don't have to walk through this life fearful. Because though I walk through this valley in the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. For God, for love, for consciousness, for it all is always with me. I can trust that I can live joyfully and happily and not focus on a shadow that it will never show itself fully throughout my life. Because even when you come to that moment of crossing over, you just step out of body. You literally just step out of the body. It was funny. My mom came back through a medium after her death multiple times. She came to my sister, then my two sisters, then she came for me. And it was all interesting because it was all done in live sessions. And in those live sessions, she had no idea we were together. So Mom was coming through and she was hitting each one of us individually without the medium even knowing. But one of the things my mom said in one of those sessions was, it was like I was here and then I was there. It was just, I was here and I was there. And so the transition was not a painful one. All the pain, the anxiety, the stresses, the shadow of death is in the physical. You know, people will tell you in near-death experiences when they cross over, they had no pain. They had no suffering because they were no longer in the physical shadow of death world. You know, we in this world know about death. We in this world worry about death. We in this world are afraid for our children because they might get hurt or die. You know, we are living in this shadow of death. And the reality of it is we don't have to fear it. We don't have to fear or have anxiety because though I'm walking through this valley in the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. For love is always with me. I know that I can close my eyes and open my eyes and be there. And that is the key in this experience. When you are going through your life, realize that you are expressing your life in an illusion that has death. And you don't have to focus on the death. You don't have to fear the death. You don't have to fear the things that will get you there. All you have to do is realize that you are never alone, always loved. And even when the time comes to leave this physical plane, you will still go on, and you will actually go on to a more a life free of pain and anxiety and stresses and struggles. And so experience while you're here. It's a thrill ride. Enjoy the thrill ride. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye. Thank you so much for watching. The John of New channel is solely funded by your generous donations and purchases of private readings and merchandise. To help out, go to johnofnew.com or use the donation link in the description below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.